So I talked about this yesterday on live stream, but I'm going to be recording this again because some other things came up and he actually had to have a correction in here. So we're going to watch this again if you have seen it already. But keep in mind that he got um, one of the usernames wrong, I believe. And so you need to make sure you don't use at the Pokemon International. It's it's at Pokemon. So keep that in mind. He's on X right now talking about it. He's on day 2, so we're gonna go on here. This is the video that he posted for day 1. It's Stop the Pokemon Company International Fast Facts.
We can stop the Pokemon Company International. They just gave us the magic bullet to stop them. And this is something yes, you at home, everyone watching this video can do something to stop the Pokemon Company International. We're going to talk about that today on the Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge of Andrew Esquire, American attorney. And this is, of course, a fast facts video in the quick and dirty version of the latest legal news. Make sure you like the
Yeah.
video and leave a comment below, especially if you agree with the message today. So on my previous live in Fast Facts, I talked about the lawfare that's going on with Nintendo and the Pokemon Company. And we talked about the potential
With Pal World and possibly the United States government.
lawsuit against DHS and what's going on there with their
Yeah,
use of
there you go.
Pokemon. And today there was an article that came out by IGN, by the former legal counsel for the Pokemon Company. Literally, this is the top lawyer, and he gave away the secret inadvertently that everybody else is missing. All the other content creators are ignoring the gold, the literal legal gold. But myself, as former corporate counsel, yes, I was corporate counsel working for big companies like Universal Studios and other big Fortune 500 companies. And I can tell you, as corporate counsel, I saw where he messed up. I saw the moment in this where he messed up. And I guarantee you, he is going to regret giving that interview very, very much after today and after this campaign when we indeed do stop the Pokemon Company International. So let's get into that and let's
Yeah,
get
this
into
will be
talking
funny
about that. So
if we can get this to
obviously,
happen.
we know about their legal campaign. We know what they've been doing. The Pokemon Company International, they have been, which once again, remember the Pokemon Company, Nintendo, the related entities, right? They have shares, but the Pokemon Company obviously focus on the Pokemon franchise, which is at the heart of that lawsuit with Power World and all the related lawsuits, such as the lawsuits to stop the modding community. They want to kill modding everywhere. Make no mistake, if the Pokemon Company International is not stopped and they're allowed to set case precedent, modding is dead. All modding is dead. If you care about modding, you need to fight back here because this is not okay. This will absolutely stifle modding everywhere forever. And beyond that, they want to claim the entire genre of pocket monsters. It is not theirs to claim. That is not something you can do under US law. US law is very, very clear about that. They are trying to bully out the competition.
But the thing is that they think they can get away with it because you can copyright weird stuff like that in Japan.
Instead of working with them and collaborating with them, they want to bully.
But it is U.S. judges that are having to deal with this. It's a big corporation saying enforce this, thinking that the law is going to work everywhere the same, and it doesn't.
Out the competition. And make no mistake, and I want to make this very clear because I'm sure some people from the Pokemon Company International are going to be watching this. This comes from a place of criticism from people who loved your products. I can say personally that I grew up with one of my most beloved Christmas gifts being getting that original Game Boy, not even a Game Boy Color, a regular Game Boy, and getting the original version of Pokemon and playing that. That was one of my
Yep.
most fond childhood memories. I still love Pokemon. I still love the memories I had as a child, but Pokemon Company International is not doing what's in the best interest of their publicity. They are not allowing the brand to be the brand. They are not allowing the brand to speak for themselves. They are becoming the villain. While we all may have played as Ash in the games, they're becoming Gary. They are becoming Gary. And because of that, they need
It's probably because their boss is Bowser. I'm just saying.
to be absolutely stopped. And so let's read this article here. So this article said fans want Pokemon to sue after Department of Homeland Security video uses Ash Ketchum to promote ice, but the company's former legal boss says he wouldn't touch it. This will blow over in a couple of days, and they'll be happy to let it. That's the key people are missing. They're
Yeah.
focusing on the fact that, oh, they said they're not going to sue DHS. It's over. It's over. You're missing the point. What's that little
If
text? What's that little
if
text? This will blow over in a couple of days
if
and they'll be happy.
it blows over.
What if it doesn't? Ladies and
Exactly.
gentlemen, what if we make this last weeks? What if we drag this out and every day on social media, we get up, we get a cup of coffee, and we tag the Pokemon Company International. We tag their Japanese names, which I'm going to give you and I'll put in the description below. And we tag them every single day till social media is flooded. X, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, every single Instagram, everywhere is flooded with tagging them, telling them to stop their legal campaign of lawfare, their abuse of the system, and their absolute abuse
It
of
is
our
abuse.
childhoods. They are destroying the brand that we all love, and we want them to go back to focusing on making good games.
Yeah, we just want good games. And you see he has some other names right down here. Obviously, you just want to make sure you don't have a space in them, otherwise the hashtag doesn't work. But you're going to have those tags there. Those are the ones that he's talking about. So keep that in mind.
But they're not doing that right now. So let's get into how he revealed this. So, first of all, he says this is the Pokemon Company's former chief legal officer. He said he would not take action over DHS video that features footage of Pokemon being handcuffed and arrested set to the Pokemon theme. The video, which was posted on social media this week, mixes blurred footage of law enforcement and dozens of people in handcuffs, and it's titled Gotta Catch 'em All, linking the Pokemon franchise to ice. Reactions on X are mixed, with numerous comments tagging the official Pokemon and Nintendo accounts to flag the content and call for the company to launch legal action. But Don McGowan, by the way, I've worked with a lot of McGowans. So he was a McGowan at Disney for a while. I wonder if McGowan's just a popular lawyer name. But anyways, he's the Pokemon's veteran ex-legal chief.
Lawyers do tend to run in families. So it actually could be related.
Said that he told IGN he believes any such action is highly unlikely and listed numerous reasons why. So I'm going to skip to this reason. This is the best reason, and we all need to focus on what he said here. And what he said here is critical. I do not see them doing anything, McGowan said, now principal at Extreme Grown Up Services. First, think of how little you see, and he puts this in parentheses, the Pokemon Company International's name in the press. They are insanely publicity shy.
Yep.
Stop there. While he thinks he revealed a strength, this is a weakness. He gave us their Achilles heel. He said they are insane about publicity. So let's give them the publicity they want. And let's be very specific here. Let's be very specific. This was in brackets because it's probably the Japanese name. It's probably their Japanese name. And we're going to give you to you in kanji and the Japanese name and the Pokemon Company International because it's the English translation. That's their Achilles heel. In fact, they probably did that in brackets just to hide the name so people didn't tag it. Well, guess what? You got people who have an IQ over that of a gerbil, and they can figure this stuff
Yeah.
out if they look carefully and they know what to look for. They also mentioned
Yeah, and he just had to look up the organization's names, and that's what you see as the kanji that's there. That's just the Japanese version of that Pokemon Company International name there.
several of their executives are on green cards. That's not as much relevant. But look at this comment after. Even if I was still at the company, I wouldn't touch this. And I'm the most trigger happy CLO's chief legal officer I've ever met. This will blow over in a couple days and they'll be happy for it. What if it doesn't? That's
Yeah,
the key.
if
So
it
this guy who wants
drops.
to sue everybody is scared of this. We got him, boys. We got him. I'll play the clip. It's going to be at the end, though. We got to play this little clip, though.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We got him.
we got him.
This is it. This is the Achilles heel. So let's talk about what we want from them, because really we want to make sure that they know, the Pokemon Company, when they watch this video, when they watch other videos, they need to know. I don't want to call them demands. These are our requests, right? If they try in good faith to do these things, right? Obviously, some of these things are a little bit outside of their power, like settlement. But if they try in good faith to do these things, I think fans that love them, fans like myself, will say, hey, we're going to give you credit for not being evil, right? For not being Gary, for choosing the right path instead of the wrong path. right? I want to give everybody the opportunity to do good. I want brands to be successful. I genuinely do. I do
Yes.
not wish unsuccess on them. And I, by the way, I wish for everybody.
Especially since, for one, they aren't competitors, but even if they were, competition between two companies, friendly competition between two companies, can be a good thing. They could be trading blows, laughing at each other, just like uh, Sega does what Nintendo don't back from the 80s. You know, those kinds of things. They could be doing those kinds of things instead of just pissing away money. We're not getting a better game because they sued somebody. We're getting a better game because they were competing with somebody and had to make something better. That is what we want.
Everybody to do this in the right manner, to do this in a way that's not defamatory, do this in a way that's fair use criticism under US law, and to do it in a way that tells them this is what you got to do and we will appreciate that, right? So what can we do here? What are the reasonable requests? First of all, settle the lawsuit amicably. That means in a friendly way, in a good way with Power World. Look, listen, it is better to coexist than to legally destroy competition. Right now, you are looking like a bully. You're looking like a person that goes after every single little company. We know about the lawsuit against the Super Mario, market, the Super Mario supermarket in Costa Rica. We don't want to see this stuff anymore.
Yeah, that wasn't even named Super Mario like recently. That had been named after a guy named Mario for a long time, and they still went
These
after him.
campaigns of lawfare to crush little people,
It
they
was
are
dumb.
disgusting. They're vile. This is a horrible tactic. Maybe it works in Japan, but it is absolutely something that people in the West are not willing to accept. And the public is not going to sit here at
No.
Pokemon Company International and just take this, right? They are not going to sit there and say, this is okay. This is fine. No, they're not going to do that. We are going to fight back in our way. We're going to do it legally. We're going to do it non-violently. We're going to do it through memes, magic, and criticism, all that good stuff. But we are going to do this and we will win. We will keep this thing going, right? And so, what else do we want them to do? We want them to cease the lawfare against the modding community. This case precedent that you are about to set, stopping all the mods, stopping Pal Farm, stopping every other mod, that will be used by other companies to bully and destroy the modding community. If you
Yes.
are allowed to do this, it will destroy mods. People love mods. Gamers love mods. If you are trying to come for gamers' mods,
Mods have saved games that were disasters. Technical issues were fixed by modders.
this is not acceptable. Everyone is going
No,
to
it's
fight
not.
back against this. This is a precedent you are setting. You need to stop. You need to back off. Mods help you become more popular. Why does someone make a Pokemon mod? They make it because they love Pokemon. They don't make it because they hate Pokemon and they're trying to steal money from Pokemon. They make it because they love it. It promotes your products, it promotes your merch. It is literally going against your own best interest to fight these mods. And what you can do is, hey, guess what? Make a game based on a mod. Look at the most popular mod and make a game. That's a logical thing to do. Stop living out of a scarcity mindset and live in an abundance mindset, a creativity, a childlike mindset, in the same way that we were all children enjoying playing red and blue. Go back to that mindset instead of this litigious, lawfare tactic. It's petty. It looks horrible. It doesn't work. And beyond that, stop patent trolling behavior. Okay.
Yeah, like their new patent.
Registering overly broad patents and then trying to attempt to control an entire genre, aka the pocket monster genre, is patent trolling. It's
I don't even like calling it the pocket monster genre. I like calling it the summoning genre because that's really what it is. You are summoning monsters, and summoning has existed for so long. Even in fiction, in books, summoning has existed for so long that it shouldn't even be patentable. It's absolutely crazy
It's
that
just
they were allowed
straight
to
up
do
patent
that.
trolling. And I know what you're going to say. What you're going to say is, oh, well, what we did was legal and we followed all the technical legal steps. Yes, you got the US Patent Office to rubber stamp your patent. Good job. Good job. You got government workers to just be complicit and do what they're going to do and not rock the boat. That's what they do normally. Good job for that, right? Really good job for that. Are you proud of yourself? Guess what you're doing? You're just
It the person who rubber stamped it probably didn't even know what a mod was. They probably don't know what summoning means in a game. That it probably sounds unique. That they didn't do any research on that whole, you know, the summoning monsters to fight for you thing. They would have found, if they looked even for a second, that their people admitted to getting the idea from another game. No, summoning monsters in Pokemon was not unique to Pokemon. The fact that they were throwing balls was not unique to Pokemon. That was from somewhere else as well. Two things that they've patented. And then also riding animals. And like, I forget how they called it. It was like transitioning from walking to riding an animal. Those are the things that they patented. Those are the weird things that they patented. Literally throwing balls in a 3D space. That's baseball. Oh, but you catch an animal at the end. Oh, well, that makes it completely different. It's called a cage. You threw a cage or a net. It's a magical cage. That's all Pokeballs are. They're a cage. They're a dog cage. But for non-dogs. That's all they are. And they think that they've come up with this unique idea over at the Pokemon Company. Let's patent this. And now you can't make ball-shaped things that capture monsters. And that's how they're getting Pocket Pair, is through that type of stuff, not creature designs. Because if they really wanted to go through design for the game, Ark Survival should be going after Pal World. So,
destroying creativity,
yeah.
destroying the genre. Instead, build the genre, invite competition, allow others in that space, revitalize Pocket Monsters, make Pocket Monsters great again. That's going to piss people off. But you know what I'm saying?
I
Here?
hope
You
so.
can push the genre. You can promote the genre. You can come back and make money. Stop having to rely on overly zealous fans, literally fans that are zealots and that will pay insane prices for your products, and go back to delivering a product that everybody can love. Go back to something that everybody gets for Christmas. That's what you can do if you focus on creating good games in a positive community.
And if they spent the money that they spent on this lawsuit on another game, jeez, they could probably have 2 new games by now.
Get away from the toxic community, get away from the negativity, and focus on positivity. We want to love. I want to love Pokemon. You're keeping me from loving Pokemon. So let's do this. How are we going to stop them? Because we've got to do this. Look, sometimes, even if somebody's your friend, a real friend calls them out. A real friend, for someone who really loves somebody, calls them out when they're stepping out. And we got to do it. We got to call them out. So here's what we do. We create fair use criticism under American law. This will prevent them from going after us. Now, they are going to DMCA some people. Some brothers are going to fall in this war. They're going to be able to get some people, but they can't get everybody. If we tag them on every platform, we get them on TikTok, on X, on YouTube, on Kick, on every Twitch, every single platform. We go for the Pokemon Company International. And remember, it's got to be the Pokemon Company International, not Nintendo. Because Nintendo, they're used to it. But the Pokemon Company International is not. We need to use that specific name, that specific tag, and go after them with memes, with tags, with videos, all sorts of stuff criticizing the Pokemon Company International. You need to use this name. The Pokemon Company International, use this kanji. I'll put it in the description below. And use the Kabushiki Gaisha Pokemon. This is the name in the Romanized version of Japanese. So obviously Japanese is kanji, hiragana, katakana, right? And then they've got romanization, right? Switching it to English. So tag all of them. Just tag all of them in your videos. Include all of those so that.
Just keep in mind that one of the first things that he posted was like at the Pokemon Corp. They haven't posted anything for like 9 years. You want at Pokemon.
All of their social media, when anybody searches this name, even in Japanese, the negative stuff is going to come. The fair, once again, the fair criticism is going to come up. They view it as negative. I view it as fair criticism under American law. And they can ask their American lawyers. They're going to have a hell of a battle going against people and top creators who also have lawyers, who also have agencies, who also have people backing them up, and are going to say, hey, no, we're not just going to roll over on this. You're not going to be able to bully everybody. You can get one person, you can get two people, but you cannot get everybody. And here's the biggest thing. We got to keep this up for over a week. They think it'll die down in a few days. If we keep this up for a week, 2 weeks, they will break. He literally said it himself. They will break. We can break them. This will be it. They will fall.
Yeah, they
We
will.
can take action. Guys, there's very few opportunities in the world where you can make a difference. This is one of them. I know, and I will sell for myself.
Japan is huge on publicity. That's why if somebody got busted for drugs and they were in a video game, they'll shut down the game, replace the person, just because the real person in real life got caught doing drugs. Just drugs, not murder, drugs. And so yeah, this'll bother them a lot. Nintendo got used to it. But yeah, a lot of these companies are not going to be used to
Every day
this.
when I wake up in the morning, I will be tagging the Pokemon Company. I'll be using these tags until they cease this campaign. There will be a daily count. This will be day 106 of this. And we can all do this together. We can all retweet. You guys can find my Twitter at The Legal Mindset. A lot of you aren't followed on that. Go follow The Legal Mindset on Twitter, on X. I'll be reposting that. Let's get that tag to the top. Let's get that up there trending so they know that this is a problem. And they know that,
Yes.
once again, our requests are reasonable. These are not unreasonable requests. Once again, I know settlement takes two sides. I get it. Can you at least try? Can you stop trying to destroy the modding community? Can you stop patent trolling behavior? You control this. You can do this. You can do the right thing. We want you to do the right thing. Be Ash, not Gary. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the
Ladies and gentlemen,
We got them.
we got him.
Yeah, so keep that in mind as the days come here. Just try and, even if you just retweet somebody else, just do that and make sure that they have the 3 tags that he was showing: the Stop the Pokemon Company International, the Japanese name in kanji and the Japanese name in Roman. And if you want to actually tag the company itself, you want at Pokemon. If you use at Pokemon all the time, you'll probably just get blocked. So I'm not sure that's how much that's worth it. It's up to you. Just keep flooding it with the tags. Just worry about the tags. So keep that in mind. Give it a look. I really think we would be able to probably get the Pokemon Company to go back to Nintendo and say, stop, it's hurting us. And, we'll have to see what happens. It's just going to take time. That a lot of these companies are used to letting things blow over. And I think that this one isn't going to blow over. But we have to be consistent. You think a lot of these things don't work, but I can tell you one that did. And it's the same political side that's going to be doing this one. Bud Light is still hurting. They have still not got their number 1 place back, and they probably never will. Certain boycotts do work. But it had to be sustained. And we were able to sustain it back then. I think we can do that now. And it is always possible to just go to a lawyer and say, I think we've had enough. Let's just drop this. We'll figure something out between us. And hey, maybe they'll have each other's characters in the game as a bonus or something sometime, just to cross promote, because the games really are that much different. If you really like Pokemon, and you're not a survival type person, you're not going to like Pal World. Because that's what Pal World actually is. It's a survival type game. If you like Pal World, but you're not really into like that turn based, I know ZA is getting changed over, but the turn based and all that other stuff, you're probably not going to like Pokemon because there's not enough other things to do. And so they are so different. People are hyper focused on the cartoony characters that look somewhat similar and just don't even focus on the actual game itself. Just the look. The actual game itself is so different that you really could play both games and have completely different feelings about it. That they're not going to release another Pokemon and all of a sudden sorry, Pal World will just drop. It won't. They're not the same type of game. Yes, when a Pokemon game comes out, all games go down because it's such a big name. But it's not going to eat into each other's market like they're trying to make it sound. So keep that in mind. And yeah, just be persistent. Even if all you're doing is retweeting and making comments and stuff like that, it'll help. So have a good one.